I recently landed a great gig at a small real estate firm, and I'm really enjoying the vibe there. Everyone's super friendly, which is a nice change. However, my supervisor, let's call him Gene, is a bit of a handful. He's in his mid-30s and has a knack for making things awkward, especially with his comments that can come off as sexist, particularly regarding our pregnant coworker. It's frustrating, but I try to brush it off. The other day, Gene received some pretty rough news. He was on the phone, yelling for what felt like an eternity, and then he stepped out into the hallway to vent to me and another coworker. He loudly shared that he had lent a massive amount of money to his dad, who promised to invest it in a sketchy get-rich-quick scheme. Surprise, surprise, it didn't pan out, and now Gene is facing a mountain of debt that's well into six figures. I couldn't help but say, man, that sucks, before heading back to my office to catch up on my work. Just when I thought I could focus, Gene's wife came into the office, clearly upset and sobbing. It was a bit much, and I felt uncomfortable with the whole situation. I ended up telling her that maybe she should step outside for a bit to gather herself. I didn't mean to be harsh, but it felt like the right call at the moment. Now I'm left wondering if I overstepped or if I was just trying to keep the workplace a bit more professional. My office shares a wall with Gene, and let me tell you, those walls are as thin as paper. I can hear every little thing, no matter how softly people try to talk. It's almost comical, really, because while I was trying to focus on some work, I suddenly found myself eavesdropping on Gene as he broke the news to his wife that he messed up. To make it even more interesting, she just started working with us, thanks to Gene. So, of course, she was understandably upset and started crying. This only fueled Gene's frustration, and he began yelling at her to toughen up and calm down, claiming that he would handle it and that she never believed in him. This just made her sob even louder, and here I was, staring at an important email for what felt like an eternity, completely unable to concentrate with all the drama unfolding next door. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore, so I knocked on his door. When it swung open, I was met with the sight of a crying woman and Gene, and I quickly blurted out, "I'm really sorry, I know you're going through a lot, but can you please take this somewhere else?" I was looking at Gene, but his wife looked a bit taken aback and annoyed. They both left quietly, and I didn't see her for the rest of the day. I really can't muster any sympathy for Gene. He's just a guy who threw his money at a bunch of get-rich-quick schemes that were bound to crash and burn. The fact that he has a wife and 2 little kids to support makes it even worse. He's been at this job for barely any time, and honestly, my actual boss is a pretty chill guy. Gene's whole vibe just rubs me the wrong way. Honestly, I reached my limit when I had to listen to my supervisor yelling at his upset wife over a mistake he made at work. It was just too much drama for the office, so I finally told them to take their issues somewhere else. I really don't care about what's going on with him, but I do feel a bit bad for being short with his wife. It's tough to see someone in distress, even if it's not my problem. It's a weird situation, and I wish I could have handled it better. I know it's not my place to get involved, but hearing that kind of chaos at work just makes everything feel off. I just want to focus on my job without all the extra noise, you know? It's a balancing act, trying to keep things professional while also being human.
Now we move to the next story.
It sounds like you're feeling frustrated and embarrassed by your family members' behavior when dining out. It's understandable to feel this way, especially when their claims about allergies seem inconsistent with their past experiences. When someone repeatedly brings up their level 5 allergy, it can create unnecessary tension and concern among restaurant staff, which can be uncomfortable for everyone involved. In the situation you described at the Italian restaurant, it must have been particularly awkward to witness your family member making a fuss over their garlic allergy, only to later dismiss it when they learn that garlic is a standard ingredient in the pizzas. This inconsistency can lead to confusion and skepticism, not just for the waitstaff but also for those dining with them. It's natural to question the validity of such strong claims when the actions don't align with the words. Ultimately, it might be worth having a gentle conversation with your family member about how their allergy claims affect those around them. Expressing your feelings could help them understand the impact of their actions and perhaps encourage them to be more mindful in social situations. Open communication can often lead to greater understanding and a more enjoyable dining experience for everyone involved. On our second visit to a Chinese restaurant, a family member ordered a seafood soup. Just as the dish arrived, she announced, "I have a level 5 allergy to fish." The waiter appeared utterly shocked, and her mother quickly intervened to clarify that while they had enjoyed the soup before, they simply avoided the shrimp. The waiter then informed them that the soup had likely been contaminated by the shrimp, leading to further confusion. Despite this, she insisted, "It's fine, I've had it before. I'm just allergic." This left me wondering why she felt the need to mention it at all. After witnessing this pattern unfold repeatedly, I finally spoke up last night. I expressed my concern that every time she brings up her allergy, she ends up ordering something that contains the very ingredient she claims to be allergic to. While I'm not a medical professional, it seems clear to me that if she can consume the food without any adverse reactions, she may not actually be allergic. Her behavior not only creates unnecessary panic for the waiter but also puts her in a precarious position if she were to genuinely experience an allergic reaction. Am I the one in the wrong for addressing this? It feels frustrating to see a family member claim to have severe allergies while continuing to eat the food she supposedly cannot tolerate. I voiced my thoughts because I believe it's important to be honest about our health and not create unnecessary drama for the sake of attention. It's a delicate situation, and I genuinely want to understand if I'm being too harsh or if my concerns are valid.
Thank you for watching. Let us know what you feel about the story. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that could become your next favorite.